is nothing like going viral to remind me that Montessori educators are the greatest gatekeepers of all when it comes to this methodology, and I'm going to prove it to you right now. If you're new here, I'm Miss Emily. I'm an AMS credentialed Montessori guide turned director of a preschool that exclusively serves children who are experiencing homelessness. And I'm also writing a book called The Montessori Mafia that exposes all of the forces at play that are gatekeeping this methodology from the children and the teachers who need it most. You can find it being released chapter by chapter in my Substack. The link is in my bio. I posted a video showing Easter eggs as an option for a classic Montessori activity called Open and Close, in which the children learn the fine motor skills involved in opening and closing a container. And you wouldn't believe the trolls who came out of the woodwork. Miss Espy here was criticizing me for the use of plastic in my classroom, telling me that asking parents to support by bringing items from home is a better way to reduce plastic waste. I then informed her that my preschool exclusively serves children who are experiencing homelessness, so asking the parents to bring items from home probably isn't the way to go. She then had the audacity to say that I do not believe that each one of your students are homeless. I then redirected her to our website and our donation link, asking her to support in ways that would help us be creative. Kelly Redder here said 0 real Montessori teachers use these, and she got 48 likes on her comments, to which I replied, did you read the use for them though? It's an open and close bin. What do you suggest? That all of the containers for this activity be beautifully made, handcrafted, and possibly made of wood. Tell me what kind of containers the child will encounter in their daily lives, because the huge majority of them will be plastic. As an AMS credentialed Montessori guide, aka a real Montessori teacher, since someone else in the comments had referred to me as not being a real one, I prioritize teaching my students the skills of practical life needed to navigate their lives in 2025, rather than adhering to outdated rules about aesthetics that continue to make the Montessori method of education inaccessible to those who can't afford it. My preschool exclusively serves children experiencing homelessness, and I am certain Maria Montessori would care way more about using whatever is affordable and accessible to them than she would about your aesthetic choices. Montessori does not involve plastic tchotchke. Again, Montessori teachers are not out here buying a bunch of plastic. This mom brought a different perspective, respectfully asking that she thought that the Montessori curriculum prioritized the use of natural materials, to which I replied, because your comment is respectfully questioning, I'm going to take the time to give you a respectful explanation, explaining to her the same thing that I just explained to the woman previously, but in a much kinder tone. And she said, I love that. Thanks so much. It helps me feel better about some of the choices I make when doing my Montessori curriculum at home. This is a perfect example of how Montessori gatekeepers are making mothers feel ashamed of their choices in the home and making them feel like Montessori is inaccessible to them. And yet they continue to do this over and over again because it keeps the method exclusive and makes them feel good about themselves. Lauren Ralph here is one of my favorites. She loves to come on all of my videos and explain how she took a few child development courses back in 2023, which makes her more qualified than an AMS credentialed Montessori guide to explain these things. She responded to the mom who was ashamed of her Montessori activity choices in the home because of people like Lauren that traditionally, yes, this does bother actual educators. I told her I almost found that offensive, and yet I figured she was making this comment from her private and inaccessible Montessori school, and therefore I may be a tiny bit more Montessori than she is, considering Maria Montessori designed this method in the slums of Italy to serve children in poverty. I just wanted to take this time to promote my book, The Montessori Mafia, and dedicate it to all of my haters who inspired me to create something bigger than myself and tear down the gates of privilege that surround this method of education. You can find it being released chapter by chapter on Substack. The link is in my bio. You can subscribe for free because I don't gatekeep, or you can choose to subscribe with a paid subscription. The choice is yours.